tell everyone that today, like I told you last video, because I'm posting 2 today. One day I might post 1, the other day I might post 2, okay? Today I'm doing storybooth never animations. Let's see this. Feel sorry when I did.
This happened when I was about 9 or 10 years old, and I've never really told anyone this story before. I was at this rugby competition, which happens where I live at the beginning of December every single year. And it's a competition.
I was going to go game and it's free to come unless it's in a hockey match.
As long as I can remember. But as I got older, I stopped spending the entire time with them, and I'd sometimes go off by myself, be with my friends, and I would just walk back to their stand. And we always had VIP tickets, so I never walked back with my friends, but it was fine. Because I knew the area, we'd gone every year, and my parents trusted me. So I left my friends in heading back to my mum and dad, and to get up to the stands you have to go down this corridor. And it's quite dark, and it's rarely busy when there's a match on because everyone's watching the match and you often don't leave, and it was an England game. So everyone was watching it. So there was no one in the corridor. There was a security guard there because in VIP they have to make sure you're a VIP person before you can go up to the stand. So I showed my VIP badge and he let me go. But then he stopped me, but asked me a few questions. I mean, he didn't seem intimidating at all, and I'm not a mean person, so I'd answered. He'd be like, where are you from? How old are you? How long have you been here? Stuff like that. Just generic questions. I didn't think much about it. And then I tried to walk away and he grabbed my arm and he said, where are you going? And I said, to look for my parents. And he pulled me closer saying, don't go yet. And I didn't really know what's happening. I mean, I was 10. I hadn't even kissed a boy yet. And then I just felt something come up between my legs. And I had no clue what was happening because I didn't even know what it was. And he just pushed me against the wall. I was stuck there. He was a grown man and I was a 10-year-old girl. What could I have done? And I just stood there thinking, what the hell have I gotten myself into? And he just pulled my trousers down. And I was standing there paralyzed. And then he raped me. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know what had just happened. So I ran the moment I could. But I didn't tell anyone. I've never told anyone. Because how can you tell someone you were raped when you were 10?
Oh my god. Well, I have advice for you. For this person, all my do advice sometimes. The good thing to do is you would have told. Okay, simple as that. Just tell. That's all you actually have to do. Just tell. If you don't tell, that person could change their look, and then police won't be able to find them. So, yeah. Trust me, they think yellow purple right there. Not the girl, the man, like, seriously, did you have a what? Dang. Like I said, I've been watching way more than one video. Let's see, now this one is, I was ashamed of what happened. Under the story is about the ads, stuff like that. Yep. Okay? Yeah, I'll say my opinion.
When When I was 10 years old, I was diagnosed with IBS, which stands for irritable bowel syndrome. Irritable bowel syndrome is a chronic illness. One day in middle school, a friend of mine invited me to a sleepover. I'll say this girl's name was Claire. I was nervous about saying yes because I wore diapers since I would often have accidents due to my illness, and none of my friends knew I had IBS. But I agreed anyways because I barely had any friends, and I thought it could be an opportunity to meet new ones. Claire was inviting new people that I didn't know, so I thought this would be kind of exciting to meet new people. So I agreed, and my mom said yes also. The night of the sleepover, I was so excited. I packed my stuff and took my sleeping bag, and Claire's mom picked me up. When we got to her house, a lot of the people she invited were already there, and they were all really nice, and they told me all of their names. We all played board games like Monopoly, and we played Truth or Dare, and told scary stories. I was having so much fun, but I soon realized that I forgot my diapers, and I forgot to put one on. I tried not to think of it as much, and I continued having fun throughout the night with my friends. Soon we all decided to watch a movie, and my stomach started to get in a knot and cramp up, and I knew something wasn't right, so I excused myself to the bathroom, only to find out someone was in there, and I started to freak out, and I didn't know what to do. All the girls saw me panicking, and they were all confused. Next thing you know, I had an accident in front of all of the girls, and it was really embarrassing. They all yelled ew, and they all freaked out, and I felt pretty awful. I was crying, and I was really upset. Claire's mom came, and she let me wear Claire's old clothes, and she drove me home and called my mom. And after that sleepover, I was just really embarrassed, and I didn't want to go to school, afraid that all the girls would tell everyone what happened. But eventually, my mom made me go to school, and Claire and the girls from the sleepover were actually really nice when I came back to school, and they apologized to me, and they were more understanding about the whole situation, and they even made me drawings. I was kind of relieved, but also really embarrassed. But I realized that even though it was an embarrassing situation, there are people who will understand, and there are some people who just won't understand. But it wasn't my fault, and I knew I couldn't control it, and it was just an experience, I guess. Oh my god, we totally jumped off the cliff, had to jump all the way ashore because the dog came across.
Yeah, no. Wait a minute, what the? Cancel. It's this little thing that I use to cool it down. I'll try to get rid of it. No, my mom had to get help. Okay, what this is that? There's anything more.
As a kid, my mom would drink all the time, and drinking always made her very angry. We lived in a pretty small town when I was little. It was more like a village, so everyone in the little village knew about her problem. I remember one time there was a power outage in the town. My dad was out of the country, and he was doing some work out of sea. And so me, my older sister, and my mum decided to sleep on a mattress in the living room all together. And so we set up like candles and got on the mat, and we were gonna head to bed because there was something else to do. And then I hear the doorbell ring, so I'm like, oh, who's that? And so I go downstairs to answer the door, and I see two police officers there. And they ask, is your mother home? And I say, yeah. They talk to my mother, and they say that me and my sister should go into another room. And then a little after that, you just hear my mom screaming at them. It went on for a while, just screaming, I don't need a counselor, I don't need counseling, all this kind of stuff. And me and my sister were hiding in the bedroom in the corner, and I was shaking.
First of all,
I just shaking.
what best of doing is telling your mom frontly first. You tell her that you have a problem.
I just kind of went back to bed and didn't talk about it ever. Shortly after that, we came to America, and another instance that goes out of my mind happened here. One night, my mom just disappeared. We had no idea where she went, and my dad drove around the whole town, the whole city, looking for her. I called all of my mom's friends, and I was shaking like a leaf. That was the second time in my entire life that I ever prayed. Because I don't believe in God, but that was the second time I prayed, thinking, oh my God, please let my mom be alright. Just, I don't care, just someone there, please let her be alright. And we found her later that evening, passed out in the closet in the back of the house. She was passed out on the floor. The day after that, we went to the hospital, and I remember she came up to us and said, I'm going away for a while. She stayed at the mental hospital for about 6 months because they realized that she had a mental disability that made her extremely angry while drinking. And during those 6 months, I was severely depressed. It was the worst time of my life because I hadn't been a week away from my mom, like not even a week away. And I didn't get, I wasn't allowed.
Well, here's the thing, once you get someone in, it's because she strikes you.
When she came back, it was like she was a whole new person. She was so much happier, and she's been sober for 5 years now, and I'm just so proud of her. She's such a hero. Just how hard she worked to get here. And I just want people to know that she can help when they need it. Know that it hurts you, or it hurts them to get it. Thank you for listening.
Well, one grandmother went to therapy, but here's the thing. Well, so for the mom, if you know you have a problem, you have to tell people. Oh, you gotta tell them. If you know it, you gotta tell. For example, if she didn't tell anyone that, if people knew that she had a problem, like a drinking issue, it could have been way worse. So, and because her mother did not admit that, they had to go, once they moved to America, here, when they're selling up. Excuse me. Then we see how to get therapy either way. We see probably the drinking way too much at that city, and they had to put her in a mental hospital because they would stop drinking. You gotta make you have a problem. Luckily, she did that before it's too late. Well, make sure to subscribe. I might react to different animations. I might react to different animations tomorrow. If you want to see that, make sure to hit that like button, and see ya in a new one. Bye.